All right, we are currently on day 13 and we are still battling with the bookies. Actually, day 12 of our 30 days profit challenge came out so well, and this particular slip involved just over 1.5 goals, any team to score 3 or more goals on a row, and home or away betting market. Actually, in today's particular video, we are going to move on to day 13 and we will only include over 1.5 goals and any team to score 3 or more goals on the row. Actually, the profit supposed to be more than this, but due to the fact that we lost 2 days consecutively, and that actually affected our profit. Of recent, I usually tell my private circle groups members that discipline and consistency happens to be the key when it comes to sport trading or sport betting. And if you don't forget, most of the slips that we are using for this particular 30 days challenge are actually from our private circle groups. So in case you want to join any of our group, you are going to find the group link in the comment section and also in the video description. All right, so without wasting much of our time, we are going to proceed into most of the games that we have today, and we are going for over 1.5 goals and any team to score 3 or more goals on a row. But unfortunately, most of the games that we have today most of the games that we have today are actually Champions League, uh, Europa, UEFA, Conference League, and like that. But the only problem I'm having with them is that they are unpredictable and they are unreliable. Most of the games that we have here, they are games that we should be expecting over 1.5 goals from them, but unfortunately, we can't go for them. But we have just one game that I'm actually very sure of it because I'm expecting them to end up as over 1.5 goals after a lot of evaluation and analysis. And that game is under the UEFA Conference League. Alright, so let me check. Alright, so this happens to be the league Lausanne Sport against Breda Blake. This particular game is expected to end up as over 1.5 goals. So we have the over 1.5 goals odd at 1.12 odd. So this happens to be the first game on today's particular video. But we also have so many games that are expected to end up as over 1.5 goals, but the problem there is just that I'm not really sure of them because you can predict them to play over 1.5 goals and they won't. For example, this particular game, Nicosia against Mainz, and this game also Kupion, something like that, and Drita. So we have so many games like that. For example, Fiorentina, they are expected to play over 1.5 goals, and Slovan Bratislava, this particular game too, they expected to play over 1.5 goals, but most of them are not reliable, so that's why we are going to skip them. All right, now so we are going to proceed to the next game, and we are going to look into any team to score 3 or more goals on a row. Actually, regarding to any team to score 3 or more goals on a row, I've made so many videos on how you can use that particular strategy. And in case if you want to be using prompt to generate the prediction, you guys can actually check the comment section. I pinned a video link there, you can watch it. So this particular game under the Brazil league is actually expected to end up as any team to score 3 or more goals on a row, which is no, and we have the odd at 1.14 odd. So in case if your bookies are not providing this particular market, probably in your own bet platform, please kindly make sure that you another market that can work for this particular game is under 4.5 goals. All right, so the third game on the list happens to be under the Brazil second league, and we have just one game today, just one fixture today, and this particular fixture is actually expected to end up as any team to score 3 or more goals on a row, which is no. All right, so let's check the odd for this particular game and let's see what we have there. Okay, all right, so we have this particular, the odd is actually 1.12 odd, and this happens to be our third game on the list. So we have just 4 games in total for today, and the last game is under the Denmark league, and that particular game is actually expected to end up as over 1.5 goals. Just one game under the Denmark one division league, and we have that game to play over 1.5 goals. Abog BK HP Koeg. All right, so for the only issue that we can have in general is the aspect of using that anything to score three or more goals on a row, which is no. So for our bug, the odd for that is 1.14 odd, and with just 4 games, we are able to accumulate 1.6 odd. So for any team to score three or more goals on a row, if you don't have that particular market, you can actually go for under 3.5 goals or under 4.5 goals. Actually, the odd may not be up to the odd that these particular bookies are allocating to the market of any team to score three or more goals on a row, but at least you will still be able to follow up with all. So one unique aspect of this particular challenge is our bankroll techniques. The purpose of this particular challenge is to maintain your bankroll and make profit. So this happens to be my total balance on currently. I won't say that we are on profit because of the consecutive loss that we experience. And don't forget, the first phase, we said we are using 30% of our total balance, and now we are currently in the second phase, whereby we'll be using 50% of our total balance. And the 50% of my own current total balance is 4,730 naira, and we are actually using this because for people that are joining us for the first time, it's not like you'll be forcing yourself and stake amount that you can't afford to lose. So this is risk taking challenge, and the risk is minimized in the sense that we are applying a very clear bankroll plan. So the staking amount for this particular round is 2,365, and that is 50% of my own current total balance. So in case if you are also following us, just make sure that it is 50% of your total balance. Following this particular instruction, to be sincere, it will be very difficult for you to claim or to give testimony of loss when it comes to sport betting. And so far we are able to use a particular strategy or plan that is above average winning rate, like 50%, that is above 50% winning rate. So just make sure that you are surely going to experience profit in that particular thing. So just make sure that you are consistent and disciplined, follow the instruction, and just make sure you don't get tired of it, because this is just day 13 and we are going to day 30, and let's see if we are going to make profit. And if you don't forget, I told you guys that most of our slips for this particular challenge comes from our private circle group. So we pick most of them, our games I drop on private circle groups, and I just decided to make it public and see if we are following a particular or certain bankroll plan, how are we going to make profit. So on this particular group, we have a clear bankroll plan. There are two types of bankroll strategies that you can apply to your game. We have the flat and the 30% bankroll management, and that 30% happens to be the one that we actually used in the first phase. The first phase happens to be the day 1 to day 10, second phase day 11 to day 20, and our third phase happens to be day 21 to day 30. And we are currently on phase 2, which happens to be within day 11 to day 20. And my plan right now is to just make sure that we finish the phase 2 and move on to phase 3. And after phase 3, that is where we are going to apply the flat staking method. Alright, so if you are just joining us for the first time, kindly make sure that you subscribe to this particular channel so that you won't miss most of our tips. And if you have any question regarding to these particular strategies, please kindly drop it in the comment section. Bye bye.